Hello beautiful people, I hope you're all well. So today we're going to be finding out what makes you so intimidating. Why are people intimidated by you? So let me show you guys the piles and we'll jump straight in. Okay, so pile 1, you will be the Tower card. Pile 2, you will be the High Priestess card. And pile 3, you will be the Queen of Cups. So take your time, pause the video if you need to, and the timestamps will be in the description box below. Okay, so hi pile 1, let's find out what makes you intimidating. So being that you guys chose the Tower card right here, I want to say, in a way, pile 1, you kind of act as this sort of tower moment for people where you are able to kind of awaken them to some sort of greater truth, whether that be if they're doing something that you perceive as being morally wrong here. Pile 1, I want to say you are kind of like the tower in a sense, in that there is all this sort of fire within you, and I feel like my pile 1s are very driven people as well. It's something that I pick up here. Very interesting. I also feel like you guys are the kinds of people that have had to go through a lot of change, and kind of managed to somehow find your feet through that and find the lessons, if that makes sense, pile 1. I also see here with the 3rd chakra card coming out, I want to say something that is intimidating about you pile 1s. For some of you, I'm getting, you may have like an intimidating body here. Maybe if you're quite like, I want to say like strong or something like that. For others, I want to say this this energy is really about you being very self-confident. I feel like something that's quite intimidating about you, pile 1, is the fact that you are very strong in yourself, and you are very driven here, and I feel like you are really unafraid to kind of speak up and exert your truth here. I feel like you're very assertive people and you're really bold people is something that I pick up about you, pile 1. I also feel like something that could be quite intimidating about you is that you are really able to lead people. I want to say there's something quite leader-like about you. You have this very strong authoritative air, and I feel like you are the kinds of people that demand respect through just you being you. It's like there's something very powerful and strong about you, pile 1, that I think people are very intimidated by. I also see here with the action card, again kind of coming back to the fact that I think my pile 1s are very motivated people, and when they have a goal in mind, I want to say you're kind of like this horse racing to your goal. It's kind of like nothing can stop you once you have a vision or you have an idea or a dream that you want to make happen. Very interesting. I also see here something that makes you intimidating, pile 1, with the attachment card in reverse and with release and surrender. I feel like people are intimidated by the fact that you are unafraid to walk away from them if you feel like in some kind of way your connection with them is just not serving you. I feel like you're really unafraid to exert your boundaries here, pile 1, and I think that people kind of have this fear that you may cut them off. I also want to say here, pile 1, I feel like with attachment in reverse, you're really independent types. I feel like you're the kinds of people that have learned to really be able to rely on yourself and to stand strong in yourself. I also feel like you're very authentic people here with this woman kind of holding up this mask. I feel like you're the kinds of people that can really not be tied down, I want to say, and cannot be kind of controlled in any sense either by others. Very interesting. I also sense here with deceit in reverse, I want to say you are kind of like this human lie detector, pile 1, and I think that people are intimidated by you because it's kind of like if they tell you a lie, you will catch them out and you will call them out on this. I feel like you really don't like when people bullshit you or when they don't tell you the truth here, and I feel like you are a very truthful person to a point where maybe some people honestly can't take your authenticity and your honesty, but the beautiful thing is that you really do stand strong in this and you always stay true to yourself, pile one. Very interesting. With the moon card coming out here, I want to say something that is quite intimidating about you, pile one, is that you have this kind of mysteriousness, or maybe even this unpredictability, I want to say. I kind of get this vibe with you, pile one, that if you feel like you've been holding your emotions back or your anger back, I want to say, for some time, you're kind of like this volcano that erupts. And I feel like sometimes people can't fully pin you down or like predict your next moves. I want to say, again, kind of coming back to with deceit in reverse, being that you are kind of like this human lie detector, right? Something that intimidates people about you, pile one, is your intuition. I feel like you're very, very tapped in people here, and you know when a situation is kind of not as good as it looks, or if you feel like somebody is hiding certain intentions. I want to say you're really, really good at discerning real people and false people, is how I would really put this, pile one. Another thing that I see here for you guys, with the Healer of the Ages coming out, I want to say something that is intimidating about you, pile one, is this very strong ability that you have to kind of bounce back from these difficult and hard experiences that you have and find a way to literally heal yourself. I feel like there is this very beautiful kind of nurturing element to your pile. I also want to say here, something that makes you intimidating, pile one, is the fact that I want to say you have a lot of spirit guides around you. I want to say your spirit team is very, very strong, and they are always trying to kind of protect you and kind of alert you maybe about certain people that come in your path that are trying to maybe present you with some kind of a lie here. I feel like you're very, very protected. Interesting. Another thing that I see here, pile one, I want to say with the Judgment card coming out in reverse here, it feels like if people have tried to wrong you, or if they try to wrong you, I want to say, because you are so protected, it's kind of like they get hit with a lot of karma. I feel like if people wrong you, they really have to face a lot of repercussions for their actions. And I feel like it makes people feel like they don't want to fuck with you, or they don't want to get on your bad side, pile one, because they're afraid of what could kind of happen here. I also see here with the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Cups coming out, I want to say something that is intimidating about you, pile one, is the fact that you are unwilling to be an option for anyone here. I feel like you have very, very strong standards and boundaries here, and if you feel like in some kind of way somebody is disrespecting you or they're devaluing you, you're really unafraid to kind of tell them about themselves and to walk away from this. I also feel like there's something very, very intelligent about you, pile one, with the Queen of Swords coming out. I feel like you have a lot of knowledge, and also I want to say this kind of wisdom about you, where you are able to take the knowledge that you've had from your experiences and really use this, I want to say, as a source of wisdom for you and for others. I feel like you also give really good advice, pile one, I want to say. You're very, very honest. I also feel like with the King of Pentacles coming out here, there is this sense to you, pile one, that you either have a lot of abundance or people perceive you as being very successful here, I want to say, and very stable, very grounded in yourself. Maybe for some of you, people perceive you as having all of your shit together, I want to say. And I want to say this intimidates them, quite literally. I feel like people may be kind of jealous or envious of you because of the status that you hold. Or it's kind of like people can sense that somehow, somewhere, you are destined for this success and to, I want to say, be like this King of Pentacles, be on your throne and to have it all. And people are intimidated by this. Interesting. I also feel like with the Temperance card coming out here, something that is intimidating about you, pile one, I want to say, it could be your appearance in a sense, maybe the way that you style yourself or the way that you look. I feel like a lot of you here could be really, really attractive, and people are kind of intimidated by this beauty that you hold. I want to say, for some of you here as well, with this woman that I can see with tattoos, maybe there is something, I want to say maybe grungy about your appearance. Like maybe you're the kind of person that has like piercings and tattoos and people are kind of intimidated by this. But also with Temperance coming out, I want to say something that is intimidating about you, Pile 1, is the fact that you always find a way to keep your head above water. It's kind of like even when you're going through the most difficult experiences and challenges, you always find a way to stay grounded in this and to kind of, I want to say, trust in your inner knowingness that somehow everything will be okay. I want to say a lot of you here as well are, I want to say you're very deep types, and people feel like they can confide in you, and they can kind of share their pain and their experiences with you because you are the kind of person that could truly understand. I feel like you could have a very, very compassionate side to you as well, Pile 1. I want to say people are intimidated by all these kind of layers that are here to you, Pile 1. And again, this kind of mysterious quality to you. Very, very interesting. I also feel like with the Four of Swords in reverse here, I want to say there could be some of you in this pole that have maybe suffered from health conditions or maybe chronic health conditions. For some of you as well, with the Nine of Swords, this could have been, I want to say, mental health conditions. And I feel like you have found a way to come out of this, or to heal yourself in some kind of way. And I think that people are intimidated by this because it shows just how strong you are, I want to say, Pile 1, and how you can somehow combat any challenges that come your way. Really, really powerful energy, you guys. Very interesting indeed. So Pile 1, that is what I have for you. That is what makes you intimidating and why people are intimidated by you. I do hope that resonated. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a really beautiful week. Bye. Okay, so hi Pile 2. Let's find out what makes you intimidating and why people are intimidated by you. So being that you guys chose the High Priestess here, and even with the Loon Intuitive representing your energy, I want to say something that's very intimidating about you, Pile 1, is this very strong intuition that you have. I feel like with my Pile 1s, I want to say your intuitive abilities or your spiritual side is very developed here. Some people could be intimidated by you as well because they think that you're witchy, I want to say, or you're like a witch, for some of you here. And I feel like in a sense you kind of represent the High Priestess, in that you are like this gatekeeper of mysteries. I feel like a lot of you here as well are really unafraid to kind of delve into the darker side of things, or it could be that you're maybe into like maybe, I want to say, really dark conspiracy theories, or maybe you are very in touch with, I want to say, spirits and ghosts and things like that. And I think that people are intimidated by this, and I want to say your kind of boldness when it comes to you delving into things that spark your interest. Very interesting. I also see here with the woman holding a coin, I want to say something that is intimidating about you, my Pile 2s. I want to say it's that you have, I want to say, a very strong sense of knowing your values and your worth here, and being very unshakable in this. So when people present you something that is not up to your par or it's not up to your standard, I feel like you are the types that are unafraid to kind of speak up and tell them about themselves, quite literally. I want to say you also radiate success and abundance here, Pile 2. It's kind of like people know that you're destined to be successful in one way or another, or they see this about you. They see that you're abundant, and I want to say they are intimidated by this. And it's also funny that there is this kind of black cat here, kind of drawing me back to this idea that people see you as being maybe witchy in some kind of sense. Very interesting. I also feel like with the Magician and the Mirror card coming out, something that is very intimidating about you, pile 2, is that you are able to, I want to say, mirror parts of other people that they are not able to kind of see. You are able to, I think, I want to say, trigger people. And this is actually a very deep and kind of spiritual process that's happening here. It's kind of like you are brought as this trigger into their lives to help them heal some kind of aspect of themselves that they haven't accepted or taken the time to really look at here. With the Magician and the Mirror card coming out, I also want to say there is this air to you where you're able to really create magic. I feel like a lot of you in this pile are kind of like, I want to say you're the people, the kind of people that know what they want and they get what they want. I feel like you really believe in yourself and making your dreams come true. And I feel like my pile 2s, you radiate being a master manifester. I really love this. Very, very interesting. I also want to say here with the Rocks and Standing Stones and with the West card coming out, I feel like people view you as being very unshakable here. I want to say they view you as being really, really solid, really having your shit together in a sense, and being very unbreakable actually. I feel like people perceive you as being very, very strong types here. I also want to say with the West card coming out here, something that makes you intimidating is that you are unafraid, I think, to look at yourselves and to reflect on situations. I feel like maybe you're the kinds of people that maybe want to look at your traumas and the things that you've been through in life so that you can gain this greater sense of understanding and depth. And I think that this is something that intimidates people because, I mean, uptaking that sort of self-discovery and that kind of self-loving journey is not something that everyone can do and has the kind of bravery to do like you, pile 2. I also want to say here with the Lizard regeneration coming out, something that is intimidating about you, pile 2, is you are creatures of transformation. I feel like you are the kinds of people that take your negative experiences in life and you use that to literally rebuild yourself, to transform yourself. I feel like you are the kinds of people as well that have probably changed a hell of a lot. And I think that people are intimidated by your growth, I want to say, pile 2. Very interesting. I also sense here with cornucopia in reverse, I want to say some of you here could be mediums or you could be able to communicate with spirits, and I think that this is something that intimidates people because they don't kind of I think it's something they are afraid of and they don't fully understand here. Very, very interesting. I also see here with Victory coming out here, I want to say something that is intimidating about you, pile 2, is that you are bred to be victorious. And I want to say people know this. They kind of know you're generally just going to kill it in life. And I think that they are intimidated by the fact that you believe in yourself so deeply here. Really, really interesting. Pile 2, as we get deeper into your tarot cards, with the Empress coming out, kind of similar, I want to say, in energy to the woman holding a coin. I feel like this is showing me here that you are not only the kinds of people that have, I want to say, the highest amount of value that a person could literally have, but I want to say something that is intimidating about you, pile 2, is your beauty. I feel like you're really, really attractive people, and I think that people are intimidated by your looks in some sort of sense, pile 2. I also feel like you're kind of like the dream woman or the dream man, I think, for a lot of people, and they are intimidated by this. Interesting. I also see here with the 8 of Cups, I want to say something that is intimidating about you, pile 2, is that if you feel like a situation is causing you more harm than good, I want to say you're really unafraid to kind of walk away here. Or maybe it's not that you're completely unafraid. Maybe there is this sense of being afraid perhaps of being alone on your journey, and walking away from something you have invested a lot of your emotions into, maybe. But you are very brave in that you kind of know intuitively, I want to say, with this moon being highlighted here, what path is best for you. And if it's time for you to walk away, I feel like your inner compass is so strong that you will kind of just find a way to go no matter what, or no matter how afraid you might kind of be. Interesting. I also feel like with the Hierophant in reverse here, I want to say, pile 2, you definitely are the kinds of people here that maybe resonate with being rebels. I think that you very much march to the beat of your own drum, and I feel like maybe a lot of you in this pile feel that you're not the kinds of people that are meant to be working for somebody else or for a traditional kind of organization, we'll say, and that you are meant to kind of be the teacher, be the one in charge, maybe. And I want to say something that's really important for you, pile 2, is you being able to do what it is you do in your own way. And I feel like people are intimidated by this, because they're not kind of able, I want to say, to maybe embody the same level of self-trust that you have here, pile 2. Interesting. I also want to say here, I feel like with the Lovers and with the, I want to say with the Nine of Pentacles and with the Lovers in reverse here, I feel like something that is intimidating about you, pile 2, is the fact that you are unafraid to, I want to say, be alone, to be single, to be independent. I feel like your independence, and this sense of stability that you generate within yourself is something that intimidates people here. I feel like with the Lovers in reverse here as well, I feel like if somebody makes you feel like you, I want to say, are a choice, or you're not being valued properly, you are going to do you, and you are going to choose you, and kind of trust that you will meet the right one somehow, is how I would kind of put this energy. And I feel like people are intimidated by that because they kind of maybe don't know how to be on their own, or to feel like they are stable within themselves without kind of needing a romantic partnership, for example. Very interesting. I also feel like with the Page of Swords coming out here, I feel like you guys are very knowledgeable people. I want to say you're very smart, you're very intelligent types. And I feel that you are unafraid to express the truth and to express your truth. I feel like some of you here could be quite kind of, I want to say, direct when it comes to telling people how it is. And I think this is something that people find intimidating about you, pile 2. I also see here with the Chariot coming out here, I feel like there is this sense that you are always up-leveling yourself in one way or another, pile 2. And I think that people are intimidated by you because they feel like you're constantly rising to a new level, and they kind of wonder if they could ever be, I want to say, at the same kind of level as you, is how they kind of perceive this, right? Interesting, which is supposed to kind of act as this trigger for them, right? To kind of recognize that if pile 2 is capable of doing this, then maybe they are too. Very, very interesting. I also feel like with the Five of Swords coming out here, I feel like you guys are the kinds of people that maybe don't shy away from, or I want to say back down, if you're in an argument or if you're being cornered here by somebody. I feel like you know how to protect yourself and to protect the people that you care about. And I think that if you really perceive something as being wrong, you will honestly just say that. And if people can't handle it, then I think you've acknowledged that that's their problem and not your problem, in a way here, pile 2. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I also want to say here, with the Six of Swords in reverse and with the Three of Swords in reverse, people perceive you as being intimidating because they feel like you have been through, I want to say, many different hardships in your life, and they've kind of seen you, I want to say, somehow come out of this and find a way to heal yourself. Again, kind of showing me here that I want to say my pile 2s are unafraid to look at what has wounded them and what is wounding them. And people are intimidated by this beautiful ability that you have, I want to say, to heal. And I think that actually this healing ability is not just dedicated to yourself solely, but I want to say you've somehow used this healing gift that you have to help other people, and I think that people are intimidated by the fact that you are able to embody kindness without skimping on boundaries or skimping on the truth here. It's kind of like you're this embodiment of ultimate love, even if that love is tough sometimes. Really, really interesting, Pile 2. So, Pile 2, that is what I have for you. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. So, hi, Pile 3. Let's find out what makes you intimidating and why people are intimidated by you. So interesting that you guys chose the Queen of Cups here. I want to say you either carry this very sweet and loving disposition where I want to say people perceive you as being very kind and sweet, right? And underneath the surface, I want to say there is this strength, there is this boldness, and there is this courage. Or I want to say on the flip side of that, a lot of you here could resonate with coming off as being really strong and just outwardly intimidating, right? But underneath that actually lurks this very deep sense of love, and I want to say emotion here, Pile 3. There is this sense to you where you're kind of like a mom, in that you are very, very fiercely protective when it comes to, I want to say, standing up for the people that you love and taking care of them. It's kind of giving me that vibe like maybe if you have children or grandchildren or something like that, if you feel like somebody is doing something to maybe cause them harm in some kind of way, I feel like you are really, really fearless in standing up against that and challenging that and doing something about that. Really interesting so far, Pile 3. I also want to say here, I feel like something that is really intimidating about you, Pile 3, with the man holding a coin here and with blossoming abundance, I want to say you are very successful people, or if it's that you're feeling like you're maybe not at that level of success yet, I want to say people perceive you as being the kind of person that is really bred for abundance and for success. I think that a lot of you here kind of have this, I want to say, this sense of having a very strong purpose with the second chakra card coming out, where I kind of feel like you know what you want and you get what you want, Pile 3. I feel like you are the kinds of people that have big dreams, and you are the kinds of people that desire to be stable and abundant, and I think that this kind of throws people off their path, because I think that they wish they could kind of embody your level of maybe self-confidence here. I want to say with the what do you desire card coming out in reverse, I feel like a lot of you here are very decisive types, or you kind of know what you want, and I think that people are intimidated by this because they kind of wish they could be as, I guess, decisive as you, and as kind of in this energy of knowing what you want and literally getting what you want. I really love this for you, Pile 3. I also feel like with hostilities coming out here, I feel like you are the kinds of people that honestly other people kind of wouldn't want to fuck with, because I think that you are very strong, especially in arguments and in disagreements. I think that if you perceive something as being wrong, you are going to say something and you're going to do something about it. I think that you are the kinds of people that do not back down from challenges. And I think that actually something that's really wonderful about you, Pile 3, with the Queen of Cups coming out here, I feel like if people have disputes with you or disagreements with you, I think that that's a different case where you are able to kind of see into them and have empathy for them. But I feel like if people hit you with an energy of having, I want to say, bad intentions or trying to cause harm somehow, some way, I think that you will challenge them, and I think that this is intimidating to a lot of people here. I want to say as well, something that is intimidating about you, Pile 3, is I feel like with this armor that I'm seeing here, I think that people perceive you as having your defenses up, and I think that people feel like if they get on your bad side, or if they try to wrong you in some kind of way, they will kind of have hell to pay here, which is Interesting, pile three. It's also funny that we have the Black Bear Guardian card coming out here again, kind of symbolizing that you have this beautiful protective kind of energy about you. And actually, I feel like my pile threes are the kind of people that are I want to say you're maybe advocates of tough love sometimes, because I think that ultimately you come from a place of pure love and authenticity. But I think that people perceive this sometimes as being maybe too tough, not kind of being able to recognize that actually you have a lot of wisdom in what you are saying, and you are trying to actually look out for people's best interests here, but they don't kind of understand this maybe sometimes. Really, really interesting. I also feel like with the water coming out here, and also with the east, this is showing me here that you are people that have really learnt from your experiences, and you have grown massively from that. You've gone through a lot of transformations in your life. I feel like a lot of you in this pile could be very, very tapped in, I want to say, to source, to God, maybe into your spiritual practices. And I think that people are intimidated by this. I also want to say here with the water card coming out, I think that people are afraid to be on maybe like the bad side of your emotions, or if you feel like your emotions have been building up for some time, I think that people are afraid of being on the receiving end of this fire. I think that my pile threes as well, something that is intimidating about you is that you are very deep people. Actually, you do have a lot of layers here, and you are, I want to say, emotional people in a sense. You do feel things very deeply, and I think that people are intimidated by the fact that you are able to embody this energy of being, I want to say, so emotional, but somehow so empowered and so strong in yourself in that. And I think that there is this energy of envy mixed in with secret admiration that people have for you, pile three. Very interesting. I also feel like with the owl coming out here, I want to say there's something very intuitive about you, pile three, in that you are able to always see the bigger picture or the truth in situations. I feel like a lot of you in this pile, I think you have really big visions and big dreams, actually, is how I would describe this, and you somehow know that you're going to accomplish your dreams, and people are intimidated by this. I feel like with the B community card coming out, something that is intimidating about you is that you have this sense of family or a network, or I want to say connections, kind of like a community, right? Where I think that there are a lot of people that really support and love you and admire you, actually, and do find a lot of wisdom in what you are preaching or conveying. And I think that people are intimidated by the fact that you are so admired here, actually, and by this sense of love that really surrounds you, pile three. So pile three, if we take a deeper look at your tarot cards here, I want to say some things about you that make you intimidating, pile three. I want to say, with the King of Swords coming out in reverse here next to the Five of Cups, I want to say you have been in situations or had experiences where people have really hurt or maybe abused you. Maybe for some of you it was a particular person that, I want to say, maybe bullied you in a sense and tried to kind of put you down or was very, very cruel to you, or maybe it was a number of people here. And I feel like you have felt the pain of this, you felt the sting of this, but the wonderful thing is that with the Death card coming out and with the Magician, I want to say people are intimidated by how strong you have become because of your painful experiences, and they kind of wish that they had this ability like you to, I want to say, up-level yourself. And I think that with the Death card coming out here, I want to say people are intimidated by the fact that you are unafraid to let go and to make certain changes in your life if need be, if the circumstances you find yourself in are not serving you in some kind of way. And I think that with the Magician coming out, this is about you being able to trust in that you will create a new and better beginning for yourself somehow. And people are intimidated by this. But again, secretly kind of admire this about you. I also feel like with the Queen of Swords coming out, I feel like a lot of you here could have perhaps struggled with being able to exert your boundaries at a certain point in your life. But I feel like with the Queen of Swords kind of representing this archetype, I want to say, of like a divorcee, right? Being that she's gone through the pain, she's gone through the experiences, and now she stands in the light of her truth. And she's really unwilling to take shit from people. And I think that you are in this energy, pile 3, of really being able to stand up for yourself, to be direct and to speak the truth, so that actually you are able to protect yourself in a way from people that don't have the best intentions, maybe, and also to protect other people here. And this truth that you have, with this woman's third eye being illuminated here, it comes from this very deep intuitive power that you have, pile 3. I also feel like interesting that we have the King of Cups coming out. I want to say something that is intimidating about you, pile 3, is again this really deep ability to nurture people and actually to really take care of them and their best interests. I feel like the level of love actually that you embody, pile 3, is something that really does intimidate people. I feel like with the King of Cups coming out here as well, it's showing me that you're a person that is very emotionally mature, and you're very emotionally balanced. And I think that people kind of wish that they had this wisdom that you have, and that they are able to kind of take their emotions and somehow stay grounded in the way that you can, pile 3. Really, really interesting. I also want to say here with the 9 of Wands coming out in reverse, people are intimidated by the fact that even if you have obstacle after obstacle coming into your path, trying to throw you maybe off from your goal, you perceive this as being a challenge, actually, a challenge that you want to step up to, and you perceive this as being something that is not going to break you, but actually just make you stronger. You are the type of person that never gives up, pile 3. And I want to say, you somehow find a way to always reach your goals, and people are intimidated by this. Very, very interesting. So that is what I have for you, pile 3. I do hope that resonated. I hope you have a really beautiful week, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.